to reach the masses directly who have chosen him. I'm sure you saw all the kinds of rush of endorsement that the opposition got before the elections. People who thought that it was their endorsement that get people elected as president. He's an unusual man that has been elected president. He's a man of his own now. Nobody can claim him. Nigerians should be happy that nobody can claim him and walk to Aso Rock and begin to look for pocket money that they used to look for before. He's a man of his own. He has proved all of them wrong. And that is why they hated him. Listen, the political elites hated him. The religious elites hated him. A section of the bourgeois press hated him. A section of the so-called pastors hated him. All of them hated him. Why? Because he's not playing games like they used to play with the national resources.
The question I want to ask,
in spite of all of them. So he's a man of his own. The masses should be happy that they have gotten their president now. He's not the president of any power bloc in the country.
the oppositions are just...
In other words, a political party out of 93, they formed themselves into one, a participant, two, they are INEC, three, they are observers, four, they are declarants of results. Yes. That is the most stupid and foolish thing that you can ever see happen on a political scene. And they don't even deserve a response. The law enforcement agencies will respond to them. They don't deserve a response. It's simple. It's very simple. The cry you are hearing now, the complaint you are hearing now is a complaint of refusal to write the results they used to write. Look at the figures coming from the southeast. Elections have not been taking place in those regions. I come from the south. Nobody can come and sit down in front of me. I'm an Orobo boy to come and tell me that I'll be holding elections in my state. They've been writing results. They prevented them from writing their results as usual.
Why were there no incidents in the north? Why is it only the south?
Because the figures, even as when we are in opposition, when the military was against us, the police were against us, the figures remain consistent. Nobody is writing results. Were we writing results when we were in opposition, when we were getting the same figures you are seeing now, even lower figures? We got 1 point something in Kaduna in 2015. The number reduced. We got 1.9 in Kano before. The number reduced. If we wanted to inflate, we should inflate more than those figures. It doesn't make any sense. They are belly aching. They have lost fair and square. Nigerians have rejected them. We are extending a hand of fellowship. They should come forward. We are Nigerians. I don't want to taunt them. We should build this country together. But if they want to belly ache, go anywhere, we will meet them at any level. Any level. Those actions, we want to say that at the end of the day, this country is ours, should remain united. We are all patriots at the end of the day, and elections must not divide us. We realize that this is a new experience for them losing as opposition. They should take a cue from President Muhammad Buhari, who has found himself in this position 3 times. And on those 3 occasions, he did not declare himself president. He did not declare parallel results. He went to court on those 3 occasions to exercise his rights and to express his grievance. And at the end of the day, like he said in some of his very famous interviews, he said, God day. And at the appointed time, when he contested before time, he became president. So this desperation should not be taken overboard. They have been truly and well beaten in these elections, and we have no fear saying that because the results show so. International observers, local, continental observers, all of them said the election was peaceful, was free, and it was fair. No, sir. If they are not up to 4 million, then the elections are over. The winner will emerge today. If the council votes are more than 4 million, then we have an inconclusive election because we have a lead of 4 million plus. So that's the position of the law. We have a lead of 4 million plus after all the votes have come in. No, sir. What you have had before were inflated figures. That's the truth of the matter. Let's not behave as if we're not in this country. I don't want to cause pain more to losers at this point. But you ask a question. Let's not behave as if we are not being in this country. What we are having now is a far improved process than what we had before. What we had before was that they were writing results. I am sure now that you saw that with the insistence on the use of the card readers, despite 1 or 2 complaints, but with the strict insistence, you can see normal figures coming in now.
No, I'm talking
And
about turnout of voters.
no, it's not turnout. The point is that you are gauging turnout of voters before, vis-a-vis the number of the figures you used to have before. The turnout of voters had always been like this. The average had always been, in some places, 30%, 28% turnout of registered voters. In some other places, 45% to 50% turnout of voters. And they are belly aching that they don't know the trend in this country. The North turns out for votes more than any part of the country. And those are the strongholds of the president. If you want us to go into demography, we will go into it. Traditionally, Northwest records about 40-45% of turnout of registered voters. They vote, they are more politically conscious, they come out to vote. Northeast, the same thing. They record that average all the time. Southeast, South, they record very low turnout of registered. The average, they record about 28-30% of turnout of registered voters. It is traditional. It has always been like that. So demographically, that is why we were confident. We had always been confident going into these elections. And we kept saying it. This result should not shock anybody. It's not a shock. The results coming from all the traditional strongholds of the president, they are just consistent with what he has always been earning since 2003. In fact, the Kano votes are even the most modest now, because at the point it went up to 1.9, and don't forget that those times we were in opposition, so we had no instrument at all to even protect our votes. The votes counted at that point, and that was the height of the rigging machine of the ruling party at that time. There was a time he scored 1.6 million votes in 2011 when you had a PDP governor in place. Kwankwaso was a PDP governor in 2011. You had another son of the soil, Shekarao, who was a presidential candidate of ANPP in 2011. Two sons of the soil against him in a Kano. What happened? He scored 1.6 million votes. Both of them combined scored 400 and something votes. So what is this? What is this belly aching about? Some figures coming from somewhere. There's no need to belly. It is the Nigerians they speak. It would have been the greatest injustice if Buhari had lost this election. Why? Because they were using issues that they caused, problems that they caused, to campaign against him. It was like the case of somebody who comes to an accident scene to clear the accident scene, and you come and arrest that person for causing the accident, where he's clearing the accident scene. And who comes to accuse him and arrest him? The person who causes the accident. Boko Haram started not under Buhari. Fulani headsmen started not under Buhari. The economy did not start to go down under him. And they were using these issues to campaign against him. At the point of the election now, our GDP went up to 2.3. Not 2.3 on a downward trend, 2.3 on an upward trend. When they handed over in 2015, it was 2.3 on a downward trend. We were headed for recession. And guess what? Accounted for the GDP? Non-oil, the non-oil sector. They have never paid attention to the non-oil sector before. Agriculture accounted more for the GDP that went up to 2.3, and it's on an upward swing. It would have been the greatest injustice. It's because it's an unusual precedent. Look, listen, this is the first time that he had to bypass all the political elites, the military elites, the so-called religious elites, the tribal elites. This is the first man that had bypassed all of them